Now, before even starting to derust anything, I just wanted to clean the parts so that I see exactly what I'm up against and I won't be doing any unnecessary or potentially dangerous procedures on any of the parts. So let me show you the block. This is what we will be struggling with. The rust is very, predominant everywhere. And after I cleaned it, this is how it looks. Not very pretty. We'll need to see what we can do about it, but then again, it's only functional. You will never see this on the guitar. So that's a good thing. Now, on the bass plate of the Floyd Rose, this was already taken away, like the gold plating from this side, because this is where your hand is resting predominantly when you're playing, but the gold has been preserved very well. However, not the same can be said about the arm. The arm, very strangely enough, and my camera has a hard time focusing. There we go. So the arm, strangely enough, as soon as I wiped it clean, at the first few strokes, almost all the gold went away. Like, I just used water and it went away. Like, this is where the gold is at this point. And this is from the actual fret right here. So yeah, very I wouldn't say cheap gold, but I would say very old gold plating, and combined with the sweat and oxide, when you start cleaning it, this is what happens. Now, this is, just like I said, this is something that I don't like. It's heavily rusted and you can feel it like hell when you play the guitar. So I will try to correct it, but chances are, since the gold is pretty much gone, chances are I will have to polish it, and although the gold, whatever remaining gold is here, will be removed, at least we'll have a very smooth arm when you're playing, because at this point it looks and feels despicable. It's really not suited for anything. It really looks like it's wrecked. So yeah, about the saddles, well, they are kind of in between, half. Like, some of them preserved their gold, some of them lost it, some of them have it on one side, they don't have it on the other. Like, for example, here, where this saddle was in permanent contact with Danny's hand, it pretty much went away, but here, this is how they should have looked like when they were new, and this is where nobody touched them. So we'll see. However, after cleaning the springs, still not derusted, but the springs still look pretty much awful. Not as bad though, but still really awful. And here I have all my candidates for something which I'll explain right now. So these screws are so heavily oxidated that the gold is already gone a long time ago. Like, there's no more gold anywhere. They are just a pile of rust in the shape of a screw. So what I will do is I will have to polish them, and at the end I think we'll have a pretty good result but obviously there will be no gold, there will be chrome, because, like I said, the gold is already gone for many, many years. The rust ate it all away. So, as you can see, they're destroyed. And I really need to cut my nails. For some reason, whenever I'm working on something, within like 2 or 3 days, my nails just grow, grotesquely big. So yeah, almost like a werewolf situation. Yeah. I will need to polish all of these with something a little bit abrasive, and they will become nice and smooth and chromed, but again, no coming back for the gold, because it is long dead, like long dead. The screws from the locking nut are pretty much okay. The only problem with them is that they have some residual rust, which keeps coming back. Like half an hour ago they were pitch black, and now the rust keeps coming back. It didn't go away fully, and I keep trying all sorts of things, like from vinegar to WD-40 to whatever, you name it, baking soda. It's kind of already in, it's settled. So overall, again, the rust is way too advanced at this stage for all the parts. So for perfect results, there's only one solution, which is brand new parts. But then again, since we don't have the time, and I also cannot and will not make any decision on behalf of Danny, because it's his guitar, I will not replace any of his original parts. They will stay like this. If in the future he decides to, revamp it with completely new parts, great. If not, again, great. My opinion, Danny, when you're watching this, keep it like this, because brand new parts for all of the golden accessories would cost way too much, and it's not worth it, because in the end you will get something which is half vintage, half new. And if you want a new guitar, you can just buy a new guitar. Chances are that the price you would pay for this money, for these parts, to completely replace them, you can get a cheap and awesome new guitar, like entry level to medium, for an amazing price and amazing quality. So just keep this the way it is. This is my advice, but feel free to let me know if you ever want to upgrade it with new parts. Okay, so let's go on to derusting these things.
Well, Tim, my man, I know what you'll be saying. I know that this is your favorite drink slash beverage in the whole wide world. And I hate to do this to you, but the only way to get things properly done and clean and all this crap away from the metal is by, won't be showing the bottle. No bad commercials in here, no bad advertisement, but you know what it is. So again, I'm really sorry for having to do this, but it was the only fucking way. Like, the only way. And yep, we'll be filling it all up, making sure it has enough. Let me move this so that it's drenched fully. And yes, you saw it. It was the jack together with the jack plate. I need to get all that corrosion away, and no, I'm not filing it on the inside. I won't even bother explaining why. But yeah, we'll be leaving this for as long as it takes, actually, because I'm not really rushing with the corrosion thing, because in the meantime I'll be working on the rest of the guitar, which will take a few days at least. And yeah, I still have about 1 week more of work to be done on the neck, on the electronics, and so on and so forth. So these can wait for as long as it takes. So yeah, see you when it's done. And back on the playground. This is how we finally managed to get it. Looks like a very nice, I don't know, vintage World War II, antique thing. Very decent. This one looks like something you just pulled out of your daddy's car, somewhere around the engine block. And my hands look the same. Again. And yeah, the arm looks pretty good. Like, I managed to get rid of all those rust spots that were like 3D scratching your hand and crap like that. And I still managed to preserve some of the gold. Plus, when I was polishing, you probably know that there's always like that in between copper-like hue that you can obtain if you stop at the right time. So I let that be like present from place to place, just to save a little bit of the appearance of the gold. But again, nothing too much you can do with a gold that went away and rust that wouldn't go away. You had to sacrifice something. Other than this, like I said, you would need new parts.